Welcome back, ladies and gents. We've got game 2 of Ventus Pro versus Immersion Blacklight. We're playing in the MSI Beatit Group D, and this is the second round. And Ventus Pro took a game in very outstanding fashion. They were just owning in terms of the team fights, the way they took them.
Yeah, there's definitely one thing to be said of Ventus Pro, and they are legit. Immersion Blacklight is a very good team, taking nothing away from them, but Ventus Pro actually just, I think I'm happy enough saying they outplayed them in that last game.
Yeah, no, it's down to Ventus Pro knowing exactly how to take team fights, and not to take anything away from Immersion Blacklight, because there were a lot of team fights that they were actually where they were going toe to toe with Ventus Pro, getting retaliation when Ventus Pro was going in too deep. In any case, let's looking at the bans and picks. We've got pretty much standard fare bans, and coming out from Ventus Pro, we've got the Razor ban. You don't want to deal with Razor. You've got Viper being banned out. It looks like they have a plan for that, because you don't see Viper getting normally banned out in the first phase unless you have a plan. And Immersion doing the right thing, banning out the Lycan and banning out the Titan, because they know Ventus Pro can actually work a team fight. And Doom being picked up, and Marana for Ventus Pro, Brewmaster, Shadow Shaman being picked up for Immersion Blacklight. Once again, flexibility is the name of the game.
I must admit, I'm a huge Marana fan, love Marana. Have you noticed how these teams in the last two games, they go into game 2 and they almost swap heroes? Like, okay, you had him last turn, I want him this time. I mean, Doom and Shadow Shaman both swapping teams this time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No,
much.
Shadow Shaman was on, but Doom was on Team of Immersion Blacklight, and now he's on Ventus Pro. It's like, you guys had him first game, we want him next game. What I think would be a good choice for Immersion is to try maybe go for a split push, try pick up the Nature's Prophets and things like that, especially with a heavy team fight like Ventus Pro and a excellently played team fight that Ventus Pro has. A nice split pusher would do a lot of work against them, I think.
Yeah, no, you look at the bans coming out from Ventus Pro, they kind of know that split push would kind of work against them, so they ban out the Invoker, knowing that they'll probably, if an Invoker was to get picked up, they would probably be going up against Exort Invoker, great split pusher. You look at DP, another pusher that you don't want to deal with, and Immersion Blacklight are pretty much cognizant of the fact that Ventus Pro does team fights, and just like that, they ban the Skyreth Mage, which is something you don't want to give Flaming Sheet, because he will give so much control, and he works pretty well up against the Brewmaster. And then the Bane being banned out, it appears that they don't want the Marana Bane combo going out, but I highly doubt Ventus Pro would have gone for the Bane Marana combo, because they as far as they've been picking up Marana, they haven't been picking up Bane, and Disruptor gets picked up. That's pretty good against Brewmaster, actually.
Team pick.
You see, the problem with banning Bane is he's not irreplaceable. I mean, sure, Bane and Kitty is a scary ass combo, but so is Bane and Shadow Demon, for example. And there's, I mean, Marana Shadow Demon. There's so many other combos, so I don't know if that was the best ban for them. I suppose it could have been that they were thinking that their Bane would counter that Brewmaster if they ult the Brewmaster before he splits, and they just nuke him down.
No, but the problem is,
so
you look at what these guys have, what these guys have now. You've got a Disruptor. Disruptor works as opposed to the Bane, who works inherently against one or two heroes, getting the Fiend's Grip on one, getting the Nightmare on the other. You've got now Disruptor, who works essentially against your entire team, because if he gets a good Static Storm off, your Brewmaster's not getting his split off in time, Shadow Shaman's not getting his wards off, Sand King's sitting there not getting the epicenter, and rightfully so. They answer with a Centaur pickup, because now they have decent disengage, especially considering Marana, Moonlight Shadow going into the Static Storm and then followed up by Doom. That's problematic. But still,
don't forget about Poison Nova coming
Poison
out
Nova,
there as
man.
well.
Poison Nova on top of Static Storm. That's gonna be atrocious to deal with.
Yeah, I think the Centaur Warrunner being good pickup in this case, you know. If they see things getting too hairy, they can literally just disengage.
Yeah.
I personally believe that's the best thing. His best reason for the ulti is that disengage ability it's got, you know.
Yeah.
It just really, it saves lives.
Yeah, no.
Still,
It's still pretty open because I feel like the laning phase is gonna decide how this game goes. Okay, we've got bans we've got the Weaver ban coming out from Ventus Pro. They don't want to deal with because Weaver is a nightmare against certain supports, and Venomancer and Disruptor aren't tanky supports, so you don't want to deal with that. And then you look at the Shadow Demon ban. Were they still expecting the combo coming out from Mirana? But I think they should have anticipated that. Okay, to be fair, Venomancer is being picked up as a core lately, but
I was just about to say he lane. You know, you can play him off lane,
Yeah.
so they possibly thought he might be going the off lane
yeah.
position.
But now they've got the issue that they're dealing with now a Shadow Fiend versus the Brewmaster. Now Brewmaster survives. He does decently up against ranged heroes, but Kronos on the Shadow Fiend, man. Shadow Fiend's not one of the heroes that you want to necessarily have against your Brewmaster.
My Warriors, just in general, and they've got a lot of silence in that. I mean, you know, if Doom's almost any one of these guys except for PA, any one of the other guys, and it's really a field day, you know.
Yeah, no, the team fight's
that
gone.
hero is completely
Gone.
useless in that fight, you know.
Yeah.
So Doom, good pickup. You've got Disruptive, he lands Static Storm, and a couple of these heroes absolutely useless. The only hero that's really not really affected by those two is pretty much PA.
Goodness,
but then your PA's dealt with your Venomancer and your actual nuke damage from a lot of these guys, you know.
Looks like we've got a level 1 Roche attempt. What in the world? Is it just me, or are they seriously trying this?
I think they're just stuffing around because he keeps on denying. Oh wait, no way!
Are they actually trying
He's
this?
farming up the. He's farming up the.
Oh, Necro! What is this next level shit?
Hacks.
What? Okay, this is pretty next level. This is pretty next level. He's farming up.
Hacks, right?
He's essentially denying. He's denying those creeps and getting his necro mastery levels. He's getting souls. Good lord! And now he's got a decent amount of damage going out into as his level 1. But in any case, before we get too down and crazy, I'll introduce the lineups coming out from Ventus Pro. We've got on the Dire, we've got Kronos in the mid lane on the Shadow Fiend. We've got Flaming Sheep on the support Venomancer over on the Dire. We've got Night Wraith playing up the safe lane Doom. We've got Zeke on the Disruptor, and over on the off lane we've got Grime playing up the off lane Mirana.
Okay, quickly before we discuss the hacks, on the Radiant side, on Blacklight, we've got Iron Blacklight, so we've got ACG playing that solo off lane, we've got the Brewmaster playing mid by Downey, we've got Sand King juggling by Rares, MSI All Night, okay, and...
We've got a shackle over to Grime! Ooh. And
okay, we've got Slowy and Sia at the bottom lane. Sia being the Shadow Shaman and Slowy on a PA, nearly pick up first blood. Mirana Deep managing to save
close
her
call for Grime there. Okay, this game.
Now, can we go back to talking about the hacks?
Wow. Kronos.
That essentially means he goes into the lane with 18 extra damage.
Yeah, that is
how easy it is going to be to last hit and deny and.
That's stupidly strong. Like, wow. Guys, you saw it here first. Denying the wards coming out from Venomancer, giving you some souls, man. And Downey's going pretty low here, but he's gonna have his bottle up, so it's not too much of a problem, and he's gonna get the double damage ruin over in the mid lane.
Downey doing a good job, but look at the denies on the Shadow Fiend already. He's sitting at 12 denies already.
That
That is a
that is
massive
scary.
amount of denies.
Yeah, no, it's a massive amount of denies because now slowly but surely he's creating he's creating a lead in terms of levels. Downey may be getting his last hits. He may be getting some CS, but he's losing out a little bit on the levels. And it looks like we've got a possible push going out top. AKG under the guise of his tower. Is that enough? Yep, that's pretty much enough. And they're feeding him the plague wards.
Ooh, we've got a smoke going mid though.
Smoke going mid, and looks like they're poised to wrap around and get the kill onto Chronos. Ooh. Peeps are missing. He must know. He must know that something is up. Ooh. And it looks like they're gonna go deep in for this. Oh, he's gonna die. There goes the burst, catching Chronos. There goes the clap. There goes the hex, and he's gone.
Oh, well played.
And Reyes gets the kill. All that much closer to getting his blink dagger.
That was very well played. Nicely played by IM Blacklight right
Well
there.
played indeed. Well played. And in the if we look at the safe lane right now, if we look over on the Radiant safe lane, Slowy isn't necessarily getting the best amounts of farm because you look at the Doom. Doom's sitting at 18 for 6 on the CS board.
Puppy paws coming out.
Yeah, we've got a puppy paws. But yeah, I think the big thing going into the lane, going into how far the laning phase goes, it's I think in terms of the laning potential, Ventus Pro has the weaker support duo in terms of kill potential, but once they get their levels up, you got Poison Nova and Static Storm going on, then you've got a problem because that comboed with Requiem of Souls is going to be a problem. That coupled with Doom is going to be a problem. That coupled with Mirana causing her amounts of havoc is going to be a problem. But then you look over at Blacklight. The moment their levels get up as well, it's a problem because Sand King is he's underway in terms of getting his blink dagger, and Centaur will probably be trying to get his blink dagger. Oh, Downey falling pretty low, but he's going
I
to
was
get
just
solved
about
up.
to say though, you know, Blacklight's team is also very scary late game.
Very,
That
very
player
scary.
Gets a bit of farm, and these oaks aren't going to be able to touch her.
You know, if
you get a good split off on this Brewmaster, and all those things you just mentioned don't count for anything. You know?
Pretty much, because that means if Brewmaster can get the split off, that means a few of your heroes are getting controlled and leaving the Phantom Assassin to go to work, and that's something you don't ever want to deal with, because if Phantom Assassin gets farmed up, it's gonna get to the point where you can't kill him. Oh, we've got possible engagement going out, but instead they're gonna just do chip damage onto the tower.
Well played by ACG there. They tried to go for the kill on him underneath the tower. He managed to get a stomp off. He was glimpsed back into the ring while poisoned, but very, very tanky hero. Very hard to kill early game.
Very tanky.
And he managed to just get that stun off, which secured that he would survive. So well played there by ACG.
Oh, looks like they want to go in again. Do they have glimpse up? They don't have glimpse up, and they still don't have the Doom. So I think it kind of points back to what I was saying. The support duo coming out from Ventus Pro is not that great in terms of their early lane killing potential. Ooh, looks like Downey wants to commit to something here.
Radiant's middle tower,
But they know he's down here. They know he's down here. They've seen him. Oh, we've got a stampede going out. PA taking down the Mirana, and here we've got Night Raid going out, the double edge going out as well, and he falls. The glimpse literally meaning nothing for Downey.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Oh, and that's a double
Literally
kill.
a 2-for-1 kill. I was just about to say though, in terms of skill build, where you PA, do you not rather level your blur rather than getting your Phantom Strike?
I think he's looking. The thing is, he's looking at how the lane is going. He's pretty much doing a good job of zoning out Mirana in that respect. I mean, you look at her CS. Her CS is essentially that of a support right now. And then
Which it shouldn't actually be, because she was literally just going up against, Graham was literally just going up against this PA. So
yeah, no,
you expect that the Mirana has an advantage. She lost a little bit in the beginning when Sia was there, but since then Sia's been roaming,
Yeah.
you should expect her to kind of, even out. They don't have a ward bot. I don't know if they were dewarded or what. So maybe she's just being too scared, being too cautious.
probably so. The thing is,
what you got to be scared of?
the thing is that he did lose his life there, so
Yeah, but I
so
think
he has
went
that time
in
to
on
be
them,
afraid of.
honest.
The thing is, whenever there's a stampede, whenever there's a probable, whenever there's burrow strikes possibly coming out and hexes, you always need to be a little bit cautious on the Mirana because your usage of the leap is not necessarily a spell you can spam out.
Radiant's middle tower is
So
under
you
attack.
need to always be cautious when you're playing Mirana on the off lane. And I think it boils down to the Phantom Strike. The Phantom Strike is one of those spells that PA can actually spam out. It's very cheap. And Grime is not going to have a good time when he has that spammed out. Oh, it looks like we've got a Doom going out onto ACG. But is it going to secure anything? Nah, he's not going. He's going to live through this. I think they're trying to secure the tower. But if this tower goes to deny range, this tower's going to get denied. And
Yep, it's in the range.
it's going to get denied. That's not what they were hoping for.
Radiant's top tower
I mean, they
And
whittling
it cost
down
them a
the...
Doom as well.
Yeah, they cost the Doom. They didn't get a kill, and the tower got denied. That's not the best that they could hope for.
Yeah, I must admit, Santa also doing a very nice job in this game of still getting a fair amount of farm, considering he was up against a tri-lane.
Oh,
He's got
PA.
more or less the same farm as
PA
the
just
Mirana.
dropped right now to the Mirana. Looks like an arrow caught the Mirana, and then it was just too much.
Yeah, I unfortunately missed that.
Yeah, the thing is, Blacklight are caught in a precarious position where they have to wonder if they take this game late, because I mean PA is flippin' strong in the late game, but they have to wonder, will it be enough against a Doom, a Mirana who's probably gonna get some farm at some point, and a Shadow Fiend. Looks like we've got a Hex going out onto Kronos. There goes we've got the Shackles going out and the Stampede, but it's not going to secure anything. And we've got Moonlight Shadow just as a sentry is dropped, so they know what's up. They know the jig is up. The jig is up.
Downey just picked up his blink dagger. I think he wanted to see it to wait for him to get his blink dagger. He was going back
And
into
Rez also
unexpected.
just got that arrow just caught it, Rez, and he's probably going to fall to a Shadow Raze, and he's down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And the tower's going to go down. The tower going to
Radiant's
go
middle
down.
tower
That's
has fallen.
That's some good exchanges going the way of Ventus Pro right now. I think the Sand King, Zeke on this. I mean, I'm so used to Zeke playing the Sand King. Rez over on the Sand King was prepping for an epicenter. Ooh, looks like we've got the Stifling Dagger going out, but it's disjointed by the
We've
leap.
got 3 TPing bot.
Yeah, they want to make something happen. They either want to take the tower or get some kills. Ooh, they're probably going to take the tower. Shadow Shaman doesn't have his wards just yet. So, arrow
fly.
catching the creep.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, we've got a glimpse going out. There goes your kinetic field. Oh, Burrow Strike catching Zeke. Zeke may fall if they choose to blink on him. There goes the coup de grace taking him down. Grime going toe to toe with Slowy, and he might take him down. Oh no, there goes the Hex, but Grime makes it out alive until the Burrow Strike catches him. Oh, and there's a buyback coming out from the Disruptor. Sia's in no man's land right now. Sia's going to lose his life to the Shadow Fiend. And now it's essentially a 2-for-2. Kind of favoring Ventus Pro, because yes, they lost the Mirana, but they lost an offlaner and a support for a hard carry and a support. I think they'll be okay with that particular exchange, and they didn't lose the tower for that.
I think the only positive out of that exchange is
Oh,
that
we've
they
got a blink clap
to buy
going
that
out onto
out.
Kronos. There goes the static storm catching two. We've got the Requiem. Slowy is going to lose his life, and it's another death going that way. And looks like we've got a Gale going out, but the glimpse putting ACG back in range of his tower.
ACG needs to get his blink. It's absolutely vital that he gets his blink
It's
up and gets it up
very
soon.
vital. It's very vital because right now it's too much pressure going out onto. There's too much pressure being put onto. There's too much pressure being put onto Rez in terms of initiation. Like the only thing right now that Centaur Warren is providing is essentially the Stampede. And I mean,
he needs to get that blink out.
He needs that
Ping's
blink.
going out onto Doom. I think a little bit of frustration. Ping's coming out there saying that Doom is just free farming. What are you guys doing?
And he's getting so much farm. He's getting so much farm. And you must remember, when Shadow Fiend gets his laning phase off to a good start, he can just flash farm away, and it's just a snowball effect. And Doom's now secured himself a blink dagger, so he's going to be up in your face. That's what he's going to be doing.
He's nearly double PA's net worth,
and that is a deep concern. And then
Shadow Fiend is actually, they're both double PA's net worth.
Pretty much, they double PA's net worth. They double the Centaur's net worth, and it's just gonna snowball out of control because Doom's mechanics allow him to snowball in terms of his farm. And we've got a smoke movement coming out from 3 in the mid lane. Oh, Downey needs to watch himself. But we've got TP support coming in the way of Sia. Looks like they might have to settle for getting the tower as opposed to Night Wraith is in no man's land. There goes the Serpent Wards, a clap and a power strike, and that's a dead Doom. Ooh,
and they should get the tower.
The timing for the smoke gang coming out from Ventus Pro, it meant Doom was left all alone, and they secure a tower for that as well. And they're not necessarily gonna get this tower unless Blacklight are content to let this tower go. But it looks like they're actually content to let it go. They do force out the cliff. Arrow going out, almost catching ACG. There goes your Stampede. There goes your blink. He doesn't get the stomp off just yet. There he gets a stomp. He catches Grime. He double edges, and he may lose his life for that double edge. There goes the static storm. The clap and the Doom goes out onto Sand King. Sand King loses his life. Kronos is in the backfight, dealing so much damage. There goes a stifling dagger going out, Flaming Sheep's way. The last Prandarin may fall. Oh, lucky blink out. But the storm coming out from the Doom just make sure that they get close enough to Downey. Downey may lose his life. There goes an Ether Shock coming out from Sia. Drunken Haze going out onto Kronos. There goes the Stifling Dagger going out to Kronos as well. Sia's going to lose his life as he hexes Grimes. Oh, so much coming out the way of Ventus right now. So much coming in the way. And they actually got the tower as well, and they got the few kills secured their way.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, you saw the Stampede being used. The thing popped a little bit early because even when he blinked, he was.
Oh, there goes a blink. There goes a power strike. The double edge secures already. The Venom wants to kill. Kronos maybe in a world of hurt, and he falls down to the Brewmaster.
Did they have to buy back for that, or?
I'm not entirely sure they bought back. No, they didn't buy back.
Dire's top tower is under
No,
attack.
then that was definitely well worth it to get.
Well worth it. And it looks like Downey is getting some good headway in terms of getting his Axe Scepter. But now the core, the core thing is ACG now has his Blink Dagger, so the team fights are going to be a little bit different as opposed to how they've been going Ventus's way originally.
We see BKB being picked up on Cronus. That's also going to make a world of difference. So.
It's gonna make a world of difference. He's gonna be able to let loose in terms of right click and his Requiem without worry of being Burrow striked up, of being hexed up, of being shackled up. Like, because I mean, there's so much control coming out from Blacklight. BKB is very warranted in this game.
Yeah. Especially, if that stun isn't landed before he can BKB, he's going to be able to escape all the stuns and all the damage and just sit back and right click to death.
Yeah, and we've got a smoke movement coming
up.
out from IM, and it looks like they're headed Grimes' way. Grimes, where is your Spidey sense up? And it looks like it is. This may just be a trap though. Oh, there goes the burn strike, and just like that, the disruptor doesn't get a chance to get off his spells. BKB being procced out from Kronos. Kronos trying to deal some damage. There goes the Requiem. And we've got a Doom over onto Rez. There Rez falls as well for his troubles. We've got an arrow catching Sia, and that's 2 kills going the way of Ventus. And that's 3 kills secured by Doom now onto the Centaur. And then there goes Kronos. Kronos may lose his life, but the stomp. Downey's in no man's land right now. Downey may lose his life. There goes the clap onto 2, slowing them down. There goes the leap forth. And now we've got the glimpse. It may just force him to kill Kronos. But now we've got the kill going the way of Kronos. That glimpse almost secured the Brewmaster the kill onto Kronos, but the Static Storm follow-up was also ingenious, making sure it was a 4-for-2 engagement.
Dire's bottom tower.
Now
If he had
Ventus is
Drunken
in.
Haze as soon as his glimpse, he could have still got that kill.
Yeah, he could have. He could have. But yeah,
They
that
get
was.
bottom tower at least.
They get the bottom tower, but that's a fight going the way of Ventus Pro. And if you keep giving them momentum, man, you're going up against Doom. Doom, who's pretty much almost top of the net worth chart, only second to his teammate in Kronos on the Shadow Fiend. If you keep giving them momentum, especially the Shadow Fiend, then you're gonna run into a problem where he's dealing too much damage to the point where the fact that you've got your trump card in the PA.
Top.
Oh, looks like we've got a stomp going out, and the disruptor does fall. The question is, can they go toe to toe? We've got a stampede. There goes the burn strike, catching Night Wraith and the Ether Shock, helping out the Sandstorm secure the Doom kill. Ooh.
Doom was actually 4 seconds away from his ulti. I think if he had got that, he would have definitely got the kill on ACG and possibly even escaped, or at least secured that kill.
I think
that's
game
what he
sense
was
is lacking
hoping for.
now. I think game sense is lacking now. Like, you need to know when to go back, when to reassess what you need to do.
And they
Looks
should
like,
take this top tower now.
yep, they've secured. They've actually. Oh, we've got a Static Storm going out.
Ooh.
We've even got the Venomous Scale, but he does get off. He does actually get off his split off. There goes the Epicenter, but it doesn't really catch that much, so it's not really that useful. And now Rez may just lose his life as he eats an arrow to the face. They did lose the
problem is they
tower.
had no detection, so that Moonlight Shadow, he didn't know where he was going with that
Yeah,
epicenter. He was just
and the
running
tower
around.
was denied. The tower was denied by the Venomancer, and they got a kill onto the Centaur. So that's a win for Ventus. That's essentially a win for Ventus.
Nah, that's definitely going in the
Oh,
right-
looks like we've got a Doom going out onto
Slowly's
Slow
gonna
Yeez.
die.
Slow Yeez in no man's land. He's probably going to lose his life.
Nah,
Doom
he's
doesn't
done
even
it.
care.
Yeah,
He's just
nothing.
like, it's probably there for you.
That was definitely dead.
Goodness, they're going toe to toe in terms of these exchanges. But the problem is, you break even with a lineup that has a Doom and a Shadow Fiend, then you're not really breaking even because they're getting more out of these exchanges.
And the problem is also that your core or your hardest carry in the game is on the side of IM is not the one getting that many kills and farm, you know.
He's not getting farmed. He's not getting farmed. He's getting killed off a few times. I mean, you look at the PA. The PA is sitting at 2, 4, and 3 in terms of his kill score. So that's already a problem. And then on top of that, you look at the PA's item progression. He's been forced to go for a BKB. When your PA is forced to go for a BKB as his first item, then you know you've got a problem because he's not dealing damage that much, apart from the fact that he has 2 levels up in the coup de grace.
Yeah, but right now that he's just trying to survive, you know, and it's understandable that pickup of it, but it's not where you want to be with a PA. You want to jump in and be able to kill everything and just be healed up by one crit type thing, you know.
Pretty much, pretty much.
Looks like they're smoked up and they might go on him again.
Yep.
Doom's up in 10 seconds. I think they're going to wait for that.
Doom's up in 10 seconds. Do we have a static storm? We have a static storm. So if they find someone, it's gonna be hard to see them survive.
They decide to go for Roche, though, I think. Looks like they're going to try to go for Roche.
Yep, they've got a few wards going in there. There goes the arrow, catches Big Daddy Roche, and it looks like they're gonna try and take Roche. But Blacklight knows this is happening, and they're gonna definitely go in. There goes the Stampede. I think it's being popped prematurely. Oh, we've got a static storm in the midst of things. There goes a Doom onto a Downey. There goes the Poison Nova. Sia is probably going to lose his life to Downey. And the PA falls as well. Sia probably losing his life, and it's a double kill going after Wraith Knight. For Night Wraith.
They're definitely going to get this Roche.
And they're going to get the Roche. The Stampede was propped very prematurely there. It gave enough time for... It gave Grime enough time to prop the Moonlight Shadow and make sure that the Stampede doesn't really get in the way, and the Static Storm coming out from the Disruptor was genius. Pure genius.
No, it was. It split them up completely. And I think that might be the fight that completely turns this game, if you actually ask me.
Yeah, that could be the fight that goal solidifies Ventus Pro's position in the game. I mean, you look at the goal
Ventus
graph.
Pro looked like they would take it already, but after that fight, you know, it now looks like it's going to take a hell of a lot to stop this momentum that they got. I mean, they've picked up Roche as well with that fight.
Pretty much. And you look at the goal graph. The goal graph is sitting at almost 7.5 in favor of Ventus, and it's inching towards 10k in terms of XP. So they've got a pretty sizable lead. And you look at the net worth chart. Pretty much going toe to toe, the Doom and the Shadow Fiend just sitting under 12k. Doom just broached the 12k mark, and then next up would be Grime. So essentially, their cores are essentially top 3 in the net worth chart, and it looks like we just lost the Doom to a very good gank coming out from them. But they committed 5 heroes to that gank.
They look like they're still going to go for a push out of it, though. But
we've got a Burrow Strike catching Zeke, and he melts.
That was a very nice pick-off on Zeke, though.
Yeah, very nice pick-off. Could secure them this tower. Possibly will secure them this tower, but it looks like they want to go for an exchange. And Kronos has enough damage to go for the exchange. So they want to go for the exchange. They're going to lose the tower first. They TP out, and the Shaman does get it. There goes the split going off, and it forced Kronos to waste his BKB charge and his Requiem. Oh, Flaming Sheep, the Jukes under the guise of Moonlight Shadow.
You don't know how close Graham came to nearly dying there.
Very close, man. Very close.
That was... Oof. Graham nearly died there. But just managing to survive, leaps out just in time.
Yeah, he leaps out just in time, and Kronos almost also got controlled, but he propped his BKB and then pretty much TP'd out, and he was
still a good trade-off for IM. I mean, they got two pickoffs, if I'm not mistaken, and they
2
also
pickoffs, and they got the tower. Yeah,
and they managed to defend their tower. So definitely, is worth it in IM's favor.
Definitely, and they really need to get their farm up onto PA, because it looks like she's gonna go for her helm right now, but she needs some farm. Do you reckon she would have benefited from trying to get the Battle Fury first?
No, at this point in the game, Battle Fury isn't that effective. I'd rather get that helm. You know, she jumps in, she lands a good crit, and she's straight away healed back to full HP type thing, you know. 1-2 crits and she's full HP. The Battle Fury is more for your farming early game. At this point, I don't think it's the best item to get.
Looks like we've got smoke movement. They definitely want to go in. There goes the blink clap coming out from Downey, but he's caught by Doom and caught in a static storm, and he's going to fall. There goes the Shiva's Guard, and Sia will probably lose his life, and he goes down to Kronos, and that could secure them a tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That'll probably secure them the tower. We've got the Stifling Dagger
Kronos
going
doing
out.
so much damage already.
Dude.
And he's got his MKB up, which means he's
Much
going to literally
damage.
melt through that PA.
Yeah, PA is becoming PA is pretty much a non-factor in terms of the 3 cores she's going up against on Ventus Pro. I mean, in a full-on 5-on-5 engagement, they can't do anything. There goes a Power Strike catching Kronos. He may lose his life, and there goes the Stomp, but it's just the Aegis. And Reyes loses his life. ACG may just follow. He probably will follow, and he follows as he's caught by the
I
Thunder
think
Strike.
this just might be GG right here.
This could be the fight that secures the game. This could be the fight that... Actually, the fight that secured the game is probably the Roche fight. This is the fight that ends it, probably. Grimes getting caught by his... Oh, arrow lands. Grime being caught in the midst of the split. Kronos may just lose his life. Kronos will probably die. He procs his BKB. And the Moonlight Shadow securing the escape.
Radiant's bottom
And they
tower
TP out. They disengaged. They didn't lose a single casualty. And they got the
used
tier 3.
everything there, and they still.
Oh,
managed
and
to
the
make
arrow
it out.
catches Slowy. Slowy is like a magnet for
I'm
these
just-
arrows, man.
Grimes just throws out an arrow there. He knows it won't do anything, but it's just like, ha ha. You know, it's literally just to show these guys, like, look what I can do type of thing, you know. There's nothing that, if it had landed on any of them, there was nothing they could do. But it was more like, you know what, why not? Let's just annoy you a bit and throw out an arrow. So,
Okay, okay, I'm looking at the gold graph right now, right? The gold graph is at 10k, almost 12k essentially, and 15k XP in favor of Ventus. Right now, it's almost an impossible cliff for Blacklight to get back into this game, because you look at their lineup, they're not really dealing that much damage out of the initial initiation burst damage that they have. We've got a Blink Strike over onto Grime. There goes your clap. There goes some raises onto Downey. Even the Stampede being procced. Oh, looks like we got a Stomp going out onto Kronos. Kronos may lose his life. He's hexed. He's double-edged. The shackles. Kronos will probably lose his life. And he dies. And he takes down the Shadow Shaman with him.
that is so scary right there. That what just happened mid. As it is the last fight in the base.
Yeah.
I popped everything they had and they didn't get a kill.
Yeah.
This time they had 4 guys go on Shadow Fiend, 4 of them, and they couldn't get
And
a kill.
it took
And he
a
still
while.
managed to take a kill with him.
Yeah, no, he took names. He didn't go down. He didn't go down silently, man. He
And
went down
he
kicking and
still
screaming.
Took somebody with him, even though it was a 4-on-1 engagement. So if you're 4-on-1 and you still manage to take somebody down with you,
Then you know it's
that is
a tough
scary
road
thought
ahead,
right
man.
there.
It's a tough road
That
ahead.
is scary right there.
Listen, they have the potential to take down these cores, but the problem is in a 5-on-5 engagement, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at all.
Yeah. Never write off a character like a PA and a Brewmaster with a lot of farm. I mean,
Yeah.
never write them off. But it does look like right now, this hill is just getting steeper and steeper and higher the whole time. You know, VM or VP doing just what they want to do, you know.
Yeah, I think another big problem is Blacklight has only one real right click damage dealer. The rest of the damage comes out from burst and the amount of spells that they have. But their right click is essentially weak. And if a fight doesn't go their way within 3 or 4 seconds, then an extended exchange favors Ventus Pro. We've got smoke movement coming out. Zeke may be in a world of trouble right now, but it may just be a trap. Oh, we've got a static storm and the kinetic storm catching out the Riz over on the Sand King, and there's a Doom onto Downey. They even proc the Stampede, and it's them who are going for the smoke off, and they have to run away. ACG will probably lose his life, and he eats an arrow and he's down. And they also lost the Shadow Shaman. So you go in 5-man.
Don't feel.
Yeah, the game's starting
GG.
to it's getting to the point where there's nothing they can do. I mean, they're the ones who committed the smoke to
Dire's
smoking,
top tower is
and
under attack.
and regardless of their smoke, they couldn't do anything.
Radiant's
Ooh, if
bottom
they
tower
glimpse
is under
him
attack.
back, just going out with the kinetic field. But if had they glimpsed that, he may have lost his life. We've got an arrow going out. Just scouting. Oh, Rez is waiting in the background. Ooh, we've got a split going out. There goes a static. There goes the kinetic field. There goes the epicenter. Epicenter dealing so much damage, but the poison nova goes off. The poison nova does go off, and they did lose the disruptor. Slow Yi trying to deal damage, but goodness, he's going manu with the Shadow Fiend, and he loses his life for his troubles. And Sand King falls as well to Night Wraith. Looks like down. He's looking to take Night Wraith down. He's looking to take him down, but there's not enough damage. The Stampede even being proc to make sure that he gets out, and the Blink Stomp doesn't catch anyone at all. It whiffs. AKG will probably lose his life for this. He pops the pipe, and the Blink. Ooh, that double edge doing so much. Ooh.
But once again, they popped everything there, and they still got the worst of the exchange.
They threw the kitchen and the sink on Ventus, and they still lost quite a few. So if you're throwing the kitchen sink and everything,
greeting for the kill,
yeah, pretty
really
much.
Actually got it. I think just getting a bit overzealous and jumping in there and no need to. But if she hadn't died there, they would have lost that exchange. Even
Pretty
though,
much.
I would have lost the exchange, even though they popped everything they had.
Yeah, I think
ulti's still up. There's still so much available to Ventus, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean it's getting to the other thing that you have to consider. The only access of push that Blacklight really has is the Shadow Shaman, right? And they're at a point where they left with one tier 2. The problem is all the fights are happening on the Radiant side, so a team fight 1 on their side cannot really, unless it's 2 successive team fights, they cannot translate a team fight win into taking towers or taking Roshan for that matter. And I mean, look at the net worth over on Doom. He's sitting at 18k, 19k right now.
Difference, though.
The XP difference is
XP
also, oh my goodness, 20k XP, and pretty much almost 20k gold as well. This is an insurmountable lead that Ventus Pro right now have. It's an insurmountable lead.
The one good thing that's coming out of it is Slowly is starting to get a fair amount of farm, you know, which is one thing that Ventus must always be alert from. I know right now they're in the driver's seat, but you still, no matter what happens, don't want a fat PA. Nobody wants a fat PA, you know.
Yeah, that is very true. But you have to also consider that there is, if you look at how Shadow Fiend is building himself, right? I suspect at some point he might want to get a butterfly. Oh, looks like we've got a blink going out onto Barstrike, going out onto Wraith King. There goes the split being procced out. Oh, we've got dust being committed. There goes the wards as well committed. There goes a doom over onto Slowy. Slowy is gonna back off, make sure he doesn't lose his life.
I think there was a bit of bad play by Night Wraith. He had his doom and he tried to kill Brewmaster without dooming him. I think he should have just doomed Brewmaster, killed him. That would have been GG. This is another thing I actually meant to mention earlier and I completely forgot. With the lineup that IM have, you get 2 heroes that are heavy reliant on evasion. And now, you know, you've got, on the other side, you've already got 2 MKBs up. There goes all that evasion.
Oh, we've got a blink going on. There goes the poison over, static storm. Zeke is going to lose his life. Night Wraith in danger. There goes the epicenter, dealing so much damage. Downey does lose his life. Flaming Sheep almost losing his life as well. Rez going down, and it's a rampage. 5-man wipe going the way of Ventus Pro, and it's GG. Well played being called. Ventus Pro taking that game in stride.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Goodness.
Ventus Pro is the real deal. 4-0 in their pool, that would surely put them atop of their pool. I don't know the other scores of the other games.
It probably does put them ahead. Ventus Pro, man, they right now, from what we've seen today, they are the team fight kings right now. Like, you look at what Ventus Pro had. They had the Mirana, they had a Doom, they had a Shadow Fiend. their early game was not necessarily strong, and Blacklight were taking good exchanges in the early game. I mean, Sand King and Shadow Shaman were rotating around, but you also have to consider that Centaur Warrunner didn't get his blink up very early, and the moment the spells started coming up from, you look at the Doom, you look at the Static Storm coming out, you look at the Poison Nova, and then it just became a problem, and Ventus Pro just kept keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, all in all, very, very good games. Very impressed with the level of Dota in this tournament so far.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I look forward to watching more of these games.
Yeah.
Good to see the growth and progression of Dota in general and gaming in South Africa. But you know, just to see these guys one day, these are the type of players that you're going to see in TI. You know,
pretty much. And the nice thing about this game is, as much as Blacklight lost the game, they actually played a very decent game. They played a very decent game.
Yeah, they did. They really did. Take nothing away from Blacklight. They played really well. They just didn't quite get those team fights. Like I said, the team cohesion on Ventus is just absolutely phenomenal, and it just that is what is keeping them winning all these games like this, is that their team fight is so perfect. I mean, you notice all those guys go in, or all of them back off. They know exactly what each other's doing. So all in all, very, very good game. I'm very happy that we got to class this game. It's a very hyped Dota.
Very, very hyped Dota, man.
Shout out to EAE Hype. They're also in this tournament. I don't know how their games went. I'm hoping that they did pretty good.
Yeah, shout out to EAE Hype indeed.
But other than that, guys, good games all in all. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. It's EAE Gaming. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitch. We're on everywhere pretty much. Our website will be up very soon, I promise you guys. So just follow us there and find out more about what's going on.
Yeah, and
I'm Insanity from EAE Gaming.
Yeah, and also MSI Beatit, please buy the ticket. I think it's going out for $6 right now. Buy the ticket, support your local teams. Just make sure that the scene keeps growing.
Yeah, let's do it for Esports South Africa, guys.
Yeah, guys.
Thanks, Mr. D, man.
It was great casting with you, man. Cheers, dude.
Cheers, bro.